video calls the entire time to hype her up, to not let her think on her own, and to prevent her from seeking help. Police arrested the accused after months of investigation. Yet, this case underlines how fear and authority are weaponized against even financially savvy individuals right now. This case was covered by The Hindu in July 2025. More recently, another distressing case hit home in Uttar Pradesh. Former Aligarh Mayor Shakuntala Bharti and her husband were digitally arrested by cyber criminals posing as Delhi Crime Branch officials. They were confined at home for 3 days, subjected to relentless mental harassment, and falsely accused of involvement in 3 crore fraud linked to a bank account she had never opened. Despite their efforts to intimidate her, Ms. Bharti bravely resisted and reported the crime to the cybercrime unit. This case is a stark reminder of the psychological toll and danger of such scams. Another such case also involves phishing mails sent by a Nigerian prince asking you for money. These scams, they are not alien to us. We have heard them happen around us day out day. And it might be happening to someone very near to you, and it would take you that to realize that it is not a very rare occurrence for that to happen. And such cases make it clear financial literacy today must include awareness about cyber frauds, about phishing emails, what not to open, what links not to open. Knowing the tricks of these criminals, from scam calls to fake website and malicious apps, empowers us to protect not only our money but also our peace of mind. So, without further ado, allow me to begin by briefly introducing our organizing bodies. The National Legal Rights Consortium, or NLRC, is a national level policy arm committed to promoting legal awareness, systemic reforms, and greater access to justice throughout India. NLRC works tirelessly to empower individuals through education, advocacy, and policy engagement to advance gender equality and social justice. At the state level, the Rajasthan Legal Rights Consortium, or RLRC, functions similarly within Rajasthan, focusing on legal awareness and reforms tailored to the region's specifically unique needs. Together, NLRC and RLRC collaborate under the broader platform of WICCI to support a legally informed and equitable society. WICCI, or the Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, is India's national business chamber for women. It empowers women entrepreneurs, professionals, and businesses by facilitating engagement with government, institutions, and global networks. WICCI's efforts span policy advocacy, business networking, and skill development, aiming to create an economic environment where women thrive. Today's session addresses the pressing issue of financial scams and harassment, challenges that have become increasingly common and demand urgent attention. This webinar, titled From Scams to Harassment, is specially curated for you to understand the urgent need for financial literacy, aiming to spread awareness about protecting oneself from financial scams, understanding borrowers' rights, and addressing harassment by recovery agents through appropriate legal channels. Before we begin, let's set up a few housekeeping rules. Please keep your microphones muted during the presentation to avoid background noise. You can submit your questions through the chat box or through the question and answer feature that we'll introduce in the end, and there will be a dedicated platform for you to get your answers. We encourage you to engage actively but respectfully. I hope we don't have any questions as of now. If you do, you can please put it in the chat box, and our team will be more than happy to help you with them. Now, it is my honor to introduce our distinguished speakers for today. First, we have Mr. Advocate Anush Anand Malik, the founder of AMA Legal Solutions, a Gurgaon-based legal firm committed to protecting individuals from financial harassment and empowering them with the right legal and financial knowledge. With extensive experience in debt resolution, legal advisory, and consumer protection, Mr. Anuj has been at the forefront of helping people tackle loan and credit challenges ethically and effectively. In the upcoming webinar that we're going to have today, from scams to harassment, Mr. Anush will share practical insights on identifying financial scams, handling loan recoveries, harassment, and understanding your legal rights as a borrower. His mission is simple: to make financial literacy accessible, relatable, and actionable for every Indian. Joining him is Advocate Shrey Arora, Senior Associate at AMA Legal Solutions, who bring practical and legal expertise in managing financial disputes, promoting borrower rights, IPR, and cyber fraud advisory. Together, they will guide us through understanding financial literacy, identifying scams, protecting our rights, and accessing legal remedies when needed. So, without further ado, I hope to pass over the baton to Advocate Anuj Anand Malik to commence this session. So,
Very good morning to everyone. It's pleasure to be here today at this impactful session organized by NLRC and RLRC. I would like to thank you guys for joining this session today, and I hope this is going to be an interactive session because we really want you to ask questions. It is very important in the situation where there is financial literacy being questioned. Hi guys, my name is Anuj Anand Malik and I'm founder of AMA Legal Solutions, and I am joined by Advocate Shreya Arora, Senior Associate at our firm. We are here to talk about something extremely relevant: the urgent need of financial literacy, especially in the context of scams, debt recovery, and borrower harassment issue that we handle every single day in our practice. So if we talk about what is financial literacy, actually, I would really want you guys to drop in some sort of, comments in the chat box where you can tell me that what do you understand by financial literacy? It's a very simple thing to understand, and it's not really about investing your money, but it's more about how you actually go ahead with saving your money from all of these scams which happens, right? So I'm still waiting for some comments. I would love to hear about you that what do you understand by financial literacy? Is it only about how you invest your money, or is it about how you save your money as well, right? Yes. And I can see somebody's comment. It's Sana Sharma. Know how to manage finance and fraud. Absolutely. See, one part is how you manage your money and reinvest it to get more profit out of it. Another is to make sure that you're not, losing money in some sort of scam, because there are a lot of scams. If you go on Telegram, somebody might turn up and ask you that, you pay me 1,000 rupees and within a few days, I'll give you about 10,000 rupees. So, about 20% of our clients have been through this scam. And beginning, it looks very, exciting that, oh, I'm getting 10,000 rupees, and they actually pay you. And after a certain period of time, when you really believe in these guys, they will start to, ask you for a bigger amount. And I guess the biggest scam that I've seen, which is in link with Telegram, is of approx 40 lakhs that we are dealing with right now. So eventually, why financial literacy is important? It is important to make sure that your hard-earned money is not being, taken away like that. So even if I would like to give you a small, insight about the banks. Do you know that banks have all sort of data that you have on your phone, the contact details, the last photos that you have seen or you have clicked and you have stored in your phone. Banks have this data. How? You know that when you go ahead and you take a loan from some sort of app, you agree to download their application. And once you agree to download the application, you are eventually agreeing to sharing your contact details as well. Otherwise, they will not let you download the application and use it. So, whenever you're downloading such applications of any bank, any NBFC, which are small banking financial institutions, these guys, what they do is that they take your data and they use it just in case if you're not able to give back the EMI that you have taken, right? So, this gives bank an upper hand and they act like ghosts that you will never be able to trace. And they have all the contact details and they target your specified contacts like your mom, dad, your sister, your brother, or anyone who is your relative, right? They try to target all of these guys to make sure that you are being troubled. What sort of issues we all face in daily life is that definitely we face any sort of medical issue because of which we might swipe our card in hospitals. And certainly, see, when this happens, you really don't know when you will be able to regain your financial status, your financial stability. So eventually people, what the mistake that they do is that they take another loan once they have swiped their credit cards. The other thing is that to fulfill the liability, they have taken a small personal loan also to fulfill the liability of the credit card. Now, a single individual might not know, but they are walking towards the crisis, the debt trap. And how this happens is that, you're taking one loan to cater another one, then you take another loan to cater another loan, right? So this is how you get yourself into a debt trap. So my suggestion to all the individuals who are here is to make sure that if you're taking a loan, you have to make sure that you pay it back on time. If you don't pay it back on time, then eventually it will push you to a certain level that you take another loan to cater to this one. So it's always better if you are only able to pay it back, only then you have to take loans, right? That's one of the most important financial literacy that I want to give to everyone. We get fascinated by a lot of things. We get fascinated by, buying an iPhone. Then ultimately, if we don't end up paying back the EMI, what happens? Nowadays, the lending companies are so smart that they install a small software in your phone where they can lock your phone. They can access all sort of details of your phone if you don't pay your EMI. So this is one of the most important thing that I really want you guys to know, is to make sure that whenever you are going to take any sort of loan, you have to pay it back. Don't take another loan to pay the first loan, right? Because that's the first step where people fall, right? Now let's talk about some important things which are important for financial literacy. Is that, see, if you talk about credit cards, how much interest does credit cards cost you? Anybody has any knowledge about it? What's the interest rate of a credit card annually? You can leave it in the comment sections. No, Sana, it's not 4% for sure. Annually, the credit card interest annually is approx 45%. It starts from 45% to 50% annually. So eventually, if you miss any of the payments, what happens is that your interest amount will be added into your the actual amount that you have taken if you keep on paying the minimum amount. And then eventually, this amount will increase to a certain level that you will not be able to pay back. So if you are swiping credit cards, it's very important to pay back again on time, because if you don't do that, if you keep on paying the minimum amount, the interest will be added to your principal amount, and then your principal will also increase, and eventually you'll have to pay back a bigger amount. So this is one of the most important thing that I want you guys to know, is that credit cards are biggest scam in India. Credit cards hold almost about 75% of the criteria where people are defaulting on their EMIs, and people are just paying the minimum amount. That's it. Right. Now let's talk about what are the important points that you should know before going ahead and taking any sort of loan. In law, we all say that it's very important to have things in black and white, right? So here I really want you guys to know that please do check all sort of agreements that you do while taking any sort of loan. Even if you're eligible for a credit card, please make sure you go ahead and read the term and conditions. If you talk about personal loans, how personal loan work is that, in personal loans, sometimes these guys, they ask you to issue security checks. In the name of security checks, they are actually taking PDC checks. So how PDC checks are different than security checks? Anybody has any idea about security checks and PDCs? What is the difference? All right. If you have no idea, then security checks are usually given to make sure that, to verify certain details of a client. Usually, this is one of the cause why security checks are taken, right? To check the account number is correct or not, or to probably check the capacity of a person, that if he will be able to pay back or not, right? But certainly in the ambit of security check, as per the law, security checks cannot be used as, to recover the money back from a client, right? But PDC can be used as a mode of recovery from the clients, right? So now what happens is that these guys say that, sir, you have to issue us some sort of security check just for the audit purpose and stuff like that. But ultimately they're taking it in the name of post-dated checks, which are mentioned in the agreement that you do with the bank. The personal loan agreement that you will have with the bank will have this certain written conversation where it'll be mentioned that these post-dated checks can be used to recover their money, just in case if you miss any of the EMIs. So what these guys are doing, in the ambit of saying that these checks will not be used against you, they are creating a criminal liability on you under Section 138 of NI Act. And ultimately what happens in NI Act is it's a fast, it's a fast process where people can, extract the money within 6 to 8 months if they wish to, right? That's how checks work, right? It's a quasi-judicial case which happens, quasi-criminal, quasi-civil. It includes the both essence of law in it. So it's very important now to make sure that you read all sort of terms and conditions, not only falling for this sort of thing that, yes, you will be given money, but we have to understand why agreements are important, why these guys do the agreement if they just want the interest from you. It's very important to understand that there are a lot of loopholes as well, right, that these guys take use of. So before going ahead, any sort of, going ahead for any sort of loans or credit cards or any NBFC loan or even a property loan, you have to make sure that you go through the whole agreement point wise, so that there is nothing that you don't know about and you're not prepared of, right? Because half the time, even our clients are like that only, that we were told that these checks were taken just for the sake of the audit purpose, but ultimately these guys are using it. In today's world, this is one of the most important part about financial literacy, that if somebody is giving you easy money, it's not really easy. They are charging a very huge amount of interest with it. And now when we talk about interest, I've seen, in personal loans, I've seen interest starting from 8% to almost 25 to 30% also in personal loans, which is unfair as per the RBI practice, but nobody's talking about it because sometimes we are in that sort of need that we need money urgently. There could be a reason that there is a medical problem or somebody has fell into a scam, right? So if like going back to the conversation that we were having about Telegram scams, I have seen people taking loans to give money to these guys so that their money can be multiplied. So this is one of the most important part, that if you are eligible to get loan, please take it for yourself. Don't take it for scammers, right? Because eventually if you do that, you are never going to get your money back. You will spoil your credit score. Nobody's going to give you a single penny in lending, right? And our youngest client is of 23 years old. He took his parents' credit card. He started using those credit cards for his personal means to invest money in some share scams, which happens. And ultimately, when he, applied for a loan, even he got a loan for himself of approx 11 lakhs. And post that, what happened was that he ultimately lost all of the money that was given to the scammers by his parents, by himself. And now they're not eligible to even get a loan from, anyone, because ultimately they have spoiled their credit score. I'm sorry. So it's very important to understand that if one person is falling for a trap, don't take another person with yourself, right? Otherwise, nobody can help you, right? Ultimately, now there are new options of, consolidating all of your loans into a single EMI. That option is still there. This can help you to get out of this whole scam, right? So consolidation is one of the good part, which is helping people a lot. for example, there is a couple. Husband has done, husband has taken any sort of loan, and he's not able to pay it back. But his wife is also there, who has not taken any loan, but she can take loan ultimately, right? So it's always good to take a loan in her name and repay all the amount in of the husband that he has taken and convert it into a single EMI. That will eventually lower your, the pressure that you are on. And I feel like this is one of the most important part, that you should know that you can get your loan consolidated into a single EMI. A lot of people, they don't know about it. They take small amount of loans from different applications, banks and NBFCs. So just in case if you're falling in any of such traps, it's better that you take a single loan from a single bank. The loan can be of a larger amount. You can pay a little bit of extra interest, but your EMI will be less. Because when you pay EMIs into like about 10 banks, you're eventually paying more, because they have different sort of interest rates, and on an average you'll be paying more than what you'll be paying to the consolidated bank from where you will take the loan. Now, I feel like the financial literacy should be accessible to everyone. It should be part of school curriculums, corporates, onboarding, and community workshops also. If we can teach people how to protect their finances the same way we teach them how to protect their health, right? We can prevent thousands of scams, cases of harassment before they even happen. And that's exactly what discussion like this, holds all about. Because awareness is first step, and second is to safeguard yourself. On that note, I would like to invite my colleague, Advocate Shreya Arora, Senior Associate at AMA Legal Solution, to share the legal side of the issue on how to protect borrowers and what actions you can take. And also he's going to talk about the scams which happens with our client as well. Over to you, Shrey. And post this, we will take up all the questions that you're leaving in the chat box. Thanks.
Good morning to everyone who's present here. So I was just looking at the comment section that is there, and I found a very nice question that is put up by Mr. Syed that says that why do scammers pressure for immediate payment or ask for unusual payment methods like gift cards or cryptocurrency? First of all, this is the very common scam that usually happens, that is the fake loan app scam, where you must have been directed by either ads or by applications on the Play Store, or you might have been scrolling for loans and you get these links where they are told that it's an hassle-free process, where you sign up to these applications and to these companies, and there's a very smooth process. They will ask you a minimal amount of documents, but they would definitely ask you for your PAN card, your Aadhaar card, right? And they would also ask for your account details so that they can transfer the money. It's a very easy process that they usually do. And then they transfer the money into your accounts. And once the timeline, like the time limit is given, say of 15 days, that you need to return the money in 15 days, and you return it on time, but still what these scammers do is they will tend to ask you more money instead of closing that account, because these applications are not approved by the RBI, one, and these applications are made in order to fish money out of you, right? So usually these scammers pressure for immediate payment is because there are a lot of people who fall as a prey in these applications, and they have very less time in order to extort money. Because as this webinar is being conducted, we are also telling you about the rights of a person. So we also usually tell you that if you are a prey of these scams, please report it to the cyber cell, right? So that is why there is a very limited time which is there with these scammers in order to ask for money. And these payment methods that you're talking about in gift cards and cryptocurrency, this is because of the digital footprint, right? Because if you would be buying these gift cards and you would be giving these gift cards to anybody, that means that there is your consent involved in these gift cards. So you cannot digitally find that person because you are gifting that gift card. And where it comes to cryptocurrency, as you all know, cryptocurrency is not legal, right? There is still a huge debate going on. There was a very huge platform that was there, that's called Binance, that has stopped working now due to the government rules and regulations, right? and it is very, very difficult to track through cryptocurrency, whereas it is very easy to track via your UPI methods or account transfers or NEFTs, etc. Right. So this is the most important type of scam that is being taken place right now. That is the fake loan app. So if you are applying for any of the loans, please do check that these applications are approved by the RBI. They have a proper registration. They have a proper website. They have a proper redressal grievance system, so that if there is any problem in the future, at least you have something in hand in order to take an update from them, right? Then comes the very important, that is the phishing calls and the OTP scams. I am pretty sure all of you must have got messages where it says that you have been credited so and so amount, and then there is a call that comes on your mobile phone and the person says that I have transferred so and so money because there was some error in the number that I was putting, right? You must have also received a lot of messages that easily say that yes, this is the account number from which the amount has come and so is the amount, and the person usually on the phone impersonates as your relative or someone who your father knows or maybe your mother knows, and they'll be like, this was the amount that your father lended me a long time ago and I am giving this amount back. But instead of, for example, instead of giving 10,000, I have given you 1 lakh rupees. There was an additional zero. I'm an old man. There's an additional zero that has been put. So if you could just please transfer the remaining money into my account. So these are the very common scams. I'm pretty sure you guys must have also got a lot of messages and OTPs, right? And then there are new scams that have come in where they are sending you links. They're also sending you numbers with the USSD codes, because if you dial on that number, your calls get forwarded, your messages get forwarded. With that, they get access to all your OTPs. So if in any case, if there is stolen cards, so I'm pretty sure you guys must have read about or heard about carding. Carding is a process where a lot of people lose their cards, and these cards are stolen by XYZ companies, agencies, or people involved in this. And then they use these cards either in foreign countries, using multiple CVVs, different formats of OTPs. And with this USSR code, what they can do is they can forward all the OTPs on their number, which they can put, and then they can play around with the account and your money. So it is very important that you do not fall for it. Right. Then I think we have already discussed about digital arrest. I believe Pranavi has already told us about the digital arrest and everything that is being taken place, right? Then there's also a new scam that has come into place, that is the fake KYC or the job opportunities scam. I'm pretty sure you guys must have received messages which clearly says that we are offering you a work from home, and you need to submit all of these documents, and you need to submit your Aadhaar, PAN, your account details so that we can put in money. It's a very simple job of data entry XYZ, and you will be paid a handful amount of money, right? And what comes about with the fake KYC is that you will be receiving messages. A person must be impersonating as your relationship manager or as your bank official, and he would be telling you that please check your messages. You must have got a message from your bank that your bank has been frozen and it requires KYC in order to operate, right? And being a normal person, the person does not check his or her account, and they usually feel like, oh, my account is frozen, maybe I'm trying to get a payment and that would be stuck, so I need to get my KYC done immediately, right? So what the person does is he provides all his documents in regard to the banking sector. He provides all his check numbers or maybe his Aadhaar, PAN, and that is how the person falls into a prey of fake KYC, and he clicks on a few of the links which lead to what? No KYC, but your account being vanished, right? Either you don't have access to your account or there is a huge money transaction that takes place. And I would like to conclude by another scam which is very common, that is the lottery or the gift scam. I'm pretty sure you guys know about it. You must have received mail that you have been chosen. You have been the chosen one out of the Coca-Cola scam or maybe some XYZ lottery, and you have been given some lakh of pounds. So if you have read articles or maybe seen a lot of scams like this, you know that these people are just trying to take out details out of you. They just want your account details so that they can mess around with the account and the bank that you're holding and your ID proofs. They can use these ID proofs in order to blackmail you in future. They can create morphed photos and send it to you in order to take money out of you. Right, and these scammers, if you try to trace, you would see that these are not from any established companies, because obviously it's a scam. You would see that either they are from Russia or they are from Poland, but they impersonate as they are from registered companies, and you have genuinely won a lottery. Right. So I think these are the few scams that have been taken place. If you guys have any questions in regard to this, please put it down in the chat box. I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you very much, Advocate Malik and Advocate Arora, for those empowering presentations. We now open the floor for a question and answer section. Please feel free to type your questions in the chat or the question box, and our speakers will be happy to address them.
So there's a question by Mr. Syed again. He says, what legal options exist if you fall victim to a scam, and when should you consider legal action? So according to me, I believe there should be an immediate action. If you are a prey of a scam, you have to immediately report it to the cyber cell. If you do not have a cyber police station nearby, please visit the cyber cell website and please lodge a complaint with all the proofs that you have and all the evidences. If it's a bank, if it's a scam regarding your bank, please immediately call your bank and freeze all your credit cards or stop all your transactions that have taken place. I believe the earlier you do, the better results you can get, either from the bank and either from the cyber cell as well.
Okay, sir, I can see another question from Ms. Aditi. She's asking how to become financially literate. Any resources for this?
Oh, that's a very great question. I would say that, to be financially literate, you have to make sure that you keep on reading the articles which comes up every day. You have to be well versed with the RBI guidelines, which comes up like quarterly. They do come up. They issue circulars about the banks and the interest and the repo rates. That's one of the easy way to understand how literacy, you can actually be straight about finances. But surely, like I told you, financial literacy is not only about how to invest, but how to protect as well. So if you keep on seeing your bank application, when you open your bank application, sometimes it shows a pop-up which states that this information is important for you. Stay away from scams and stuff like that. They also put up some sort of notification every other day in their application notification box, where you can go and actually check the guidelines which have come from RBI to the banks. And half the time RBI has made sure that banks, they do give literacy to their clients. So even if you open up your bank's website, there is a section there. They also publish a lot of blogs. You can go ahead and check that. If not, then you can get on our website. We do post such blogs where we try to inform people about their rights and right of a borrower, and how you have to be informed about current scams which are coming up. So we keep on posting such stuff on our LinkedIn and on our website as well. So you can go ahead and check it there as well.
I can see a question that says, what can we do to protect ourselves from scams? So whenever you are clicking on any of the links, please be double sure that that link is come from a reliable source. Please do not click on any links received from any unknown numbers, right? When it comes to lending, please try and see that you are only putting up an application for lending in the regularized banks or the NBFCs that are approved by RBI. For a shorter loan process, please do not fall prey for such scam companies who guarantee you that they can provide you a loan in 10 minutes. But I'm pretty sure that 10 minutes would be a big burden on you once you are trying to pay it back. Right. Then comes another question. Is there a limitation period for filing a complaint on a scam?
So I would like to answer this, Shrey.
Please.
In such cases where finances are involved, it's always better to complain within as soon as you can. I would say that in next 10 minutes also, if you know that you are being scammed, you have to rush to the police station. Along with that, you can call the cyber cell as well and inform this, the whole thing to them as well, so that they can also keep a note of it, right? If you talk about the limitation period, there's no such limitation period which is there, but surely it's very important. If you have, if you have given up your money, if you have lost your money in some sort of scam, it's very important to go to the police station as soon as you can, so that they can try to retrieve your money. Otherwise, once the money is gone, they might distribute it into a very big the cycle that they have, different sort of accounts that they have. They distribute your money in different accounts and then they extract it out, and nobody will be able to actually recover that amount. And nowadays, scammers are sending this money to Singapore. So that's one thing which is there. And if your money is out, you will never be able to retrieve it. Few of my friends have also lost money because of the very same reason. They wanted to do some sort of transaction. They were like, they received a message from Taj Hotel that you're eligible to redeem some sort of free homestay or something like that. Click on a link. They clicked on it, and then there was a notification which popped up that you need to pay only 1,000 rupees. It showed 1,000, but they were actually taking 1 lakh rupees. So when they checked all of the information, the police station, we figured it out that this scam has happened from Singapore. We were not able to retrieve any sort of money. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I see a raised hand from Ms. Sushmita. Can I request you to write your question in the chat box, or is it only feasible for you to speak? Okay, so please write down the question in the chat box and we'll get to you as the other questions are, addressed. Okay, so there's one question, sir. If someone has fallen prey to a scam and they want to freeze their account, they have to give an accountable reason for that. In order to do, then we need a complaint filed. How long will that take?
Let me just go through the question once, because I couldn't understand. They've given an accountable reason. In order to do that, we need to file a complaint. All right. How long will it take? All right. So, for example, if you are being scammed today at 11:50, and if you go ahead and file a complaint by 12:30, I feel like by 1 o'clock the account will be freezed of the certain person who has actually scammed you. So this is a very short timeline. Nowadays, cyber police is so advanced that they can send a single, email to the concerned bank where your money has been transferred, and they will freeze the account immediately. So yeah, I hope that gives you the answer of the question. Pranav, we can't hear you. I guess you're on mute.
I'm so sorry. Okay, so there's one other question from Mr. Deepak, who asks, why do you think such financial scams still happen even with stricter laws and digital monitoring?
All right. See, there are two parts. Some are ethical, some are, unethical. If we talk about unethical part of the whole process, whole digital lending, there are a lot of loopholes in the software even now. In 2019-20, HDFC was flagged as an application which was having a lot of loopholes. So that's one of the reasons that we are still lacking behind with stricter laws and digital monitoring. We are still lacking behind with that sort of infrastructure where we are not letting all of these scammers take the data. So the problem is where the data is being compromised. If you go on Google, you can see that your passwords were compromised long back. Everybody has all sort of data in the dark web. If you go to the dark web, if you want to buy any sort of data, any person's number, you can do that. Even today, like I met one of the ethical hackers yesterday for one of our cases. So that person has this ability that he has grown with his tools, that he can extract anyone's number if he wishes to. But he cannot, because he's working under the ambit of some certain laws and he's bound to do that. But when I spoke to him, I asked him specifically, if I want some certain person's number, can you get that? He said, yes, I can get you any person's number that you wish for, and it will be verified. It'll be verified by the sources and all sort of information that we have. Yeah.
Okay, so do we
I
have...
would also like to add in this that these scams are very easy because of the stricter laws and digital monitoring, because of the only one thing, that is data. Data is very easily available, right? If you go out today in these days, I believe there'll be people approaching you either for a sign up form or a lottery form or anything. What do you think? What are the odds that you hit that lottery? I believe 0.01%, right? But the actual thing behind that thing is data. I think the most priceless possession in today's date is data and nothing else. And the data is so easily available to these people. And because of that, they are misusing this and they are creating scams, and a lot of scams are happening. Also, these network providers such as Airtel, Geo, everyone. We actually don't know the real part, but these people are also earning out of it. These people are selling their data illegally. All of the SIMs, the numbers, the Aadhaar numbers, everything, they are also selling this data illegally to a lot of people. Have you ever imagined that you getting a lot of calls from different people saying that your insurance is being it's time for a renewal of your insurance, whether it's your car insurance, your health insurance, where you have already thought of that. I have never signed up for anything like that. And the actual company who owes me an renewal for the insurance, the person is not calling me. But there are 50 other companies who are calling me. Why? Because your data is exposed to everyone. So that is why there is an ease for all these scams which are being helped.
Okay, so the next question that we have here is that how can we come to know that we are scammed?
You want to answer it?
You go ahead. Go.
Okay. So it totally depends. I cannot get the name. What is it? Miss Roy. I'll call you Miss Roy. Right. So how can we come to know that we are scammed? So it totally depends. What type of scam are you falling into? Whether it's a credit card scam, whether it's a fake loan scam, or it's an OTP scam. So it totally depends on the nature of the scam. If what you have actually thought of does not happen with you, and something else happens, that clearly means that you have fallen a prey to a scam. I believe that is the simple reason that if you have gone for, say, a repayment of a credit card, and instead of repayment, your account gets vanished through that link, or maybe you have gone through KYC. You are trying to upload a KYC into your bank, and your KYC has been uploaded, but your bank account now shows nil balance. I think you have been scammed.
Okay, so the next question is that is there any case recently or judgment given by the court of any state on this?
Case in regard to what? Judgment in regard to what? Can you be more specific?
I mentioned one of the judgments in the chat box. You guys can go ahead and look for the judgment, and you'll understand what sort of transaction scams, some sort of frozen bank account was there, and you can go ahead and check that. It's one of the good judgments which have come recently, very recently. There's another very important question that I can see here, which is about how do we protect our data? Amazing question, I would say that. So to protect your data, you have to make sure you never share any sensitive detail like OTP, CVV, any sort of password, any sort of phone number with anyone who's calling you just to verify I'm calling from bank and I want to know what's your CVV or your bank details or anything in relation to your bank, right? And guys, don't keep any sort of data or passwords in your phone, right? If you want to keep it on a paper like this. It's always important to keep your passwords, your PIN codes on a paper rather than keeping it, in your Google Drive or in your phone, in your notes or somewhere like that, because that's not a safe space for sure. Avoid using public Wi-Fi's, because if you use public Wi-Fi,
Yes.
anybody can fetch any sort of detail from your laptop if they wish for, right? Uh,
Do not keep same passwords
Absolutely,
wherever
for
you
all
have
of
an
the.
option.
Hmm.
Wherever you have an option of two-factor authentication, I believe you should definitely do that, because if any case, either your saved passwords or anything, if your password is leaked, I believe the two-factor authentication would genuinely help you and also notify you that someone is trying illegally to get into your accounts or maybe anything.
Yeah, yeah. Also, it's very important to check app permission. You're downloading any sort of app nowadays. We keep on downloading applications every other day, different sort of applications. When you're downloading this application, just see that what sort of permissions that you're giving to this application. Nowadays, Apple is so advanced that they ask that they give you a pop-up that this application wants to access other applications data for performance and other things that they want to access to. So you can simply deny. But in Android, there is no feature that comes up like that. It only comes when you download the application. So it's very important to check what all sort of permissions that you're giving to an application. So for example, if there is a bank, right, you're downloading an application, it shows that they want to access your photos also. Why would a bank want to access your photo? Your question should be like that only, that why bank wants to see my pictures. So if you're seeing any of such things popping up, you have to make sure that you delete the application and you don't allow them any access. Use strong passwords. That's also very important to protect your data. And also monitor your bank statements. Sometimes what happens is that you end up doing some auto debit which was not intentfully done, and it's done on your phone through some OTP that you have given, or by sending some sort of message that they ask to verify. So you have to monitor that also. So that will eventually help you to safeguard your data.
Okay, so the next question is, how are government agencies collaborating internationally to track and prosecute these scams?
Very good question. As of now, our agencies are not working the way they should in terms of cracking all of these scams, because we lack infrastructure and the requirement that are there to actually access that who has actually taken the money and where it has gone, because there are a lot of proxies which are set to take this money away, right? If you have lost your money in India, it might have gone to Singapore, then it might have gone to somewhere else. So to track all of this information is very tough nowadays. So that is why I say that it's very tough for uh, our cybercrime police to access such details, such harsh details that can eventually let us know that how we have to trace our money back. So that's one of the cause that we are unable to go ahead and collaborate with agencies outside. But definitely in India,
There
police
are there are
is
there are few
collaborating.
bilateral and
Yes.
multilateral agreements that are
Yes,
there
but
in
nowadays India is
coordination.
genuinely getting better at knowing the source of scam, that from where it has happened, and then they go ahead and do all sort of investigation, get all the proof, and then they try to get that money back.
Yeah, just like how the National Central Bureau also has
Yeah,
a few collaborations with the Interpol
yeah,
regarding the same. So that's how the scammers are caught internationally, as well as if there is any scammer who's doing any scam from India into the international database, that is how they collaborate and they discuss and come to a conclusion.
absolutely. Yeah.
So we have another question, and it's a bit long. It's a fabricated situation. A month ago, someone had gotten a call from a bank where she or he holds an account, and they said someone's money had been credited to your account wrongfully. Can you please give us permission to proceed the back process? And the permission was given by the person, and she just moved on with other work. And after months, when they had some work to do with the bank account, they found that their money, not wholly but an approx amount of 15,000 to 1 lakh, had been debited, and they had no idea when this had happened and who has done this. Though they received a call from the bank that such a large amount had been debited from your account, the person did not care much, as they thought that the amount which is wrongfully credited is only being taken back. How to proceed with such cases? How to identify them?
Let's go back to the very same thing that we started was with which is financial literacy. Now, if it was your account, you might know what's your current balance, right? At least I know what is my current balance. I keep a note of it. It's very important to know what you have and what you have to give back also. If you have, if you have been credited, everybody is that aware nowadays that they keep on checking what is coming in and what is going out. So I feel like when such sort of scenarios happen, it's very important whenever you get to know about certain situation, you have to go ahead and file a complaint with the police station, with the cyber branch, so that you can, get the money frozen wherever it has gone. You have to make sure that those accounts are frozen. That's the only way that how you have to proceed with. You can make a small complaint, and post that complaint, you also have to file a small complaint in your bank as well. So it's better that you file a complaint with your bank first, and then you go ahead to the cyber crime police station to file your concern. That's how you can do it. But it's, going back to the very same thing. It's very important to know yourself, that how much you have, how much you're giving, why are you giving that. I feel like a lot of people are aware now. Yeah.
So, Ms. Fadri is asking how many kind of scams are renowned in the present time.
I think we have already discussed about it. So if you want, I can repeat it.
Okay, I have a single question for you, if you don't mind, that is.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, so there are talks of incorporating e-ODI in India, if you're aware of it. Online dispute resolution, ODR, in India, and further recent handbook on the same by NITI. If the government, for example, introduces an online mediation or some kind of a platform like that, where a person can just call a toll-free number and get advice, keeping in mind that there are more of such e-initiatives being introduced, don't you think the government should by now introduce some sort of malware or a wall, so that the uneducated people, or people who are not even that comfortable operating an Android or a smartphone per se as of now, so that they, who cannot get their hands on such information on a daily basis, be protected by default?
Okay, I got your question. Since you've spoken about this topic that says ODR, I believe online dispute resolution is already being taken place, especially in our sector, that is the banking and finance. We have a lot of companies that are approved by the Ministry of Law. Some of them, if I name, it's called Resolve 360. Then we have Sama. Then we have Garnyaya. Right. So these companies, they have already taken over a lot of ADR practices that are happening. Right, and they have shifted the process of arbitration and mediation into an online dispute formation, where you do not have to appear in front of a arbitrator. What you have to do is simply the complainant files a statement of claim, and the defendant has the right to file a statement of defense, right? And then it totally depends on the arbitrator to even pass in a word or give the decision. So there is no involvement of an argument, of a physical appearance, or maybe an online appearance. Right. So this is one form of India that has already taken place in the banking and finance sector. Right. Now the other thing that you are talking about is the people, for the people who are uneducated, if they want to dispute or they want to raise any problems. Right. I believe the government is already taking out drives where they are reaching out to the villages and the remote areas and asking about the problems that these people are facing. These problems can be anywhere from sanitary problems to problems regarding, say, proper facilities provided in that village, which can be hospitals, right, and basic necessities, such as these people are also provided ration, right, and there are a lot of remote villages where this is not being taken place, and whatever money is allocated, they are going they're going into the person's pocket, I believe, right? So I think the only way the government can introduce something for these people are either a toll-free helpline, right, on which these people can call and they can raise out an issue, right, or something for the people can be done is free legal aid can be given, right, to these remote areas where where you can say even something of this sort can be done is a college program can be done. I'm pretty sure the people who are currently studying in their law schools, they have a lot of idea, a basic idea of what the legal rights are. So these colleges can also form legal aid groups, and these legal aid groups can go to these villages and these remote areas, and they can spread all kinds of awareness in all the languages. I'm pretty sure that all of the students who are there in the college, they belong from various natives, right? So we have a lot of languages there, and I'm pretty sure the students can speak in all kinds of languages because the college has a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure they can reach out to these villages and these remote areas, and they can spread awareness because everything starts from home. So I believe instead of blaming the government, I think we should start it from our end first, and later we should think about something that the government is doing.
I think that was a very good, recommendation. I absolutely understood where you're coming from, and I believe colleges do have that kind of a thing because they have legal aid centers and they have pro bono clubs, and they are formed under the DOJ. So anyone can just go up to any of such free legal aid center and in legal aid center in the college, and they can ask for someone to be talked to. So yeah, I guess that's it.
Definitely.
Okay, so I guess we are done with the webinar, and thank you. If it's fine with you, should I close the question and answer section?
Yes, please. No worries.
Okay. So thank you everyone.
Sure.
Thank you everyone for being part of this crucial conversation as we work together to empower ourselves against scams and harassment. A special mention of gratitude to our speakers for an absolute success of a session. It takes a lot of, it gives a lot of comfort to people when someone can answer their questions so calmly, and it helps them understand that it's not a very big thing, it's not a big fish to be scared from. So I hope everyone takes away with them a single crucial piece of information which would prove helpful to them and to people around them in their day-to-day lives. Lastly, I would like to thank our National President, Ms. Vaishnavi Murthy ma'am, National Vice President Ms. Adrika Gupta ma'am, and the entire team of RLRC for being the backbone of this organization, leveraging strong work ethics and passion to connect with citizens heart to heart. Thank you once again, and we look forward to seeing you at our future events. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us here. It was a great platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you.